Good afternoon. My name is Bill Feaver, and this is my Good Parts Challenge number 60. And what I wanted to talk about today is I just finished a book by Dan Bongino called The Gift of Failure. And in it, he points out some of the things that he's failed at and how he's gotten better because of it, what the failures have done to help him. And at the end of the book, he puts down the gift of failure, and then he points out a bunch of things that that were positive. And so in my life, I failed a lot. I was an engineer. I worked for an engineering firm for 10 years. I did pretty well at that. Didn't have a whole lot of failure, but I was in a business and a industrial setting, and I learned a lot of things, and I screwed up a lot of things. And so as I went along, you mature and you kind of grow from your failures. As Then I went into farming with my brother, and we also had an ag related business, and there was a lot of times where situations happened. You had to have payroll and you didn't have money, and you just had to do things, and things fell apart, and you would have to go to plan B or plan C a lot of times. So that's what failure does. It sharpens you, kind of like metal getting sharpened against metal, and or the refining. In the Bible, it talks about being refined as gold. In other words, as you're being put through tests in your life, you get a little more refined and a little bit more pure as you deal with those, getting the grit and the bad stuff out of your life. So that's kind of in what's happened in my life. But I wanted to share these points that Dan brought up at the end. He says the gift of failure, that's the power of self-reflection. The gift of failure, persistence. I use the word perseverance, and I used that when I was teaching school to at-risk kids, because they wanted to quit right after they failed. And so I wanted them to persevere through the problem and get to the other end. And that's also being persistent. The gift of failure, learning to value of taking calculated risks. And I learned early on in business that a lot of businessmen make mistakes, or they make bad decisions about 90% of the time, but the 10% that they do make good decisions are very powerful. And also, when you uh, fail to act, then sometimes that's not good either. So you need to take a calculated risk and then take action. And I'm learning that in this business here of affiliate marketing, is that you need to not study, learn all the time. You need to learn something and then take action with it. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm not really that astute at these live videos, but and I don't have a big audience. I really don't have any audience, because I don't tell people. I guess I need to tell people that I'm going to be on, but uh, I do show up on Facebook, and people know that I'm live. So, but I'm learning, and so that's I fail a little bit, but I learn from those failures. Um, a gift of failure, learning how to be more resilient. Resilience is just being able to grow and to not bend so much when you fail, and uh, that growth that comes from just keeping on, keeping on. I think gift of failure is learning how to reframe, or basically it's how you look at something, perspective, um, looking at different angles. Um, I had to make this move to cross country and to relocate where my daughter is. And I was going to do it at a certain point in time, but then I got a different perspective, or a different look at the framing of what I needed to do. And I did it about 6 months earlier than I thought I was going to do it. And in essence, it turned out to be a positive thing. The gift of failure, learning that failure is not the end of the road. Yeah, just because you fail at something just doesn't mean it's over. uh, you keep going till your end, till your last breath. So uh, that's a good one. I love that one. The gift of failure is learning that we should not let it define our self-worth. Yeah, our self-worth is defined by our relationships with people and how we treat others and how people think about us, and not so much about business decisions and all that kind of thing that we do. And but you tend to frame your life, or look at your life about how much money you made, how profitable you are, how powerful you are, those kinds of things, instead of who you uh, who you relate to and how well you relate to them. So that's a good one. The gift of failure is learning the importance of having a growth mindset. Yeah, I think you need to always be positive that you're going to be a little bit better, and you're going to grow with everything that you do. And I like that one. The gift of failure is learning how to um, uh, embrace change. When I was younger, I thought, and I was in farming and in the raisin industry. I didn't want it to change. I wanted it to bend to fit what I needed, instead of me changing to fit what it needed. And in essence, I'm no longer in the farming business, and so that's a good way of looking at it. Also, the farming's changed. In the Central Valley of California, where I was, the raisin business has gone to mostly dried on the vine type of things. They needed to have different types of trellising put in, and I couldn't afford to do that. So I leased my land out. I went to work. My property is now basically in a different type of crop. So that's true with a lot of people. So that's how you have to roll with the flow, kind of embrace the change. And the gift of failure is learning how to seek feedback and learn from others. Yeah, always talk to people, find out what they're doing, what talk to them about what you're doing, and see if you can do it better or if you can learn from what they're doing. So that's the really the gift of failure. And what I want to talk about, failing is not always a negative thing. It's probably the most positive thing that we deal with in our life, and how we face it and how we embrace it and how we touch it. And so that's what I want to share today. That's my good parts number 60. And if you have any comments, please leave them below. I am an affiliate marketing business. I've got several opportunities, several gifts. You can find them at williamfeaver.com. That's William, WILLIAM, Feaver, FEAVER.com. And that's my links page, and you can go there and to find out a whole bunch of stuff. So I ask you to do that, and have a great day. Talk to you soon.